So hello students and welcome back again to another video tutorial by Genome Biotech. In this video tutorial, we would be talking about recombination. What is recombination? How does recombination takes place? Although we have seen the animated version of recombination, in what manner recombination was taking place in a particular cell. Now what we will have to see is we will have to visualize that how does the process of recombination take place, in what manner recombination occurs in a cell. So for looking at the recombination state of the cell, we must now identify that recombination occurs in order to rearrange the DNA molecules. Now, how the rearrangement of the DNA molecule is going to take place? So the DNA molecules has to be rearranged when the process of crossing over is going to take place. I have already explained it to you that the process of recombination involves the exchange of chromosomal fragments in between non-sister chromatids of the homologous chromosome. Supposingly there is chromosome number 1, there is another chromosome number 1, and these two chromosomes will undergo crossing over. Both of these chromosomes are going to underwent crossing over. When these chromosomes are going to underwent crossing over, then how does the process of crossing over will take place? It will be something like this, that the chromosomes present here will exchange their chromosomal fragment. I'm just making it black and the other one being white, so as to make a contrast and to make you all visualize that how the crossing over will take place. Here there are regions present over the chromosomes, and those regions are referred to as the hotspot regions. These regions are commonly called as the hotspot regions. Okay, so supposingly if this is present, there the exchange has occurred. Once the exchange had occurred, then what had happened? See this. This is the new chromosome which has been produced. There is the segment of chromosome which has been produced, something like this. It has been produced in this manner. This is the part of the chromosome where the DNA has been exchanged. That means it was here that there was a hot spot which was present. Now, what do you mean by hot spot? Hot spot refers to the region where the frequency of crossing over is the highest. It is the region where the frequency of crossing over is highest. Region where the frequency of crossing over is highest. Where the frequency of crossing over is highest. Frequency of crossing over is highest, is referred to as the hotspot region. Okay, now here plus, along with this, it will be present. Okay, here you can find that the part has been exchanged. This is the part which has been exchanged. So there were hotspots regions which were present here, as well as the hotspot region was present here. So this will lead to the production of several different types of chromosomes. The different types of chromosomes will be produced, and those chromosomes will be undergoing the exchange of genetic information. Once the chromosome have undergone the exchange of genetic information, now when gametes are being produced, they will produce four different types of gametes. Which are the four different types of gametes? The first type of gamete, the second type of gamete, the third and the fourth, the third type of a gamete, and the fourth type of a gamete that is being produced. In the first case, you'll find such type of gamete will be produced. In the second case, you will find such type of gamete will be produced. In the third case, and in the fourth case, this is the gamete. So these are the four different types of gametes which are going to be produced. These are the gametes produced. These are the gametes which have been produced. Okay, now recombination. A large-scale rearrangement of the DNA molecule was first recognized as the process responsible for crossing over. So this is the large-scale rearrangement of DNA molecule in which the DNA molecules have undergone rearrangement so that the process of crossing over and exchange of the genetic material has taken place. Okay, between the homologous chromosomes. So the homologous chromosomes have underwent the crossing over in between them. These are the two homologous chromosomes. They have underwent the crossing over. Crossing over was always taking place in between non-sister chromatids. These are the non-sister chromatids. These two are the sister chromatids. These two are sister chromatids. Sister chromatids. And these two are non-sister chromatids. These two are non-sister chromatids. ये दोनों क्या होती हैं? Non-sister chromatids होती हैं. ये दोनों non-sister chromatids हैं. Next, इसके आगे पढ़ते हैं. Genetic recombination occurs falls into two basic categories. One is referred to as homologous recombination, another one is referred to as site-specific recombination. Now, what do you mean by homologous recombination? When the recombination is going to take place in between the two homologous chromosomes, then the combination is referred to as homologous recombination. Now, what do you mean by site-specific recombination? Site-specific recombination takes place between two DNA molecules having one short regions of nucleotide similarity. Actually, a region of extensive homology is not a prerequisite for the recombination. Recombination can also take place at a particular site. Whenever there is a very small homology present in between the two DNA molecules, then also recombination can take place. Such type of recombination takes place in site-specific recombination. When you talk about lambda phage, for example, lambda phage integration into the chromosomal DNA. Lambda phage integration into chromosomal DNA. Integration into E. coli chromosomal DNA. Into E. coli chromosomal DNA. Coli chromosomal DNA. When you are going to integrate the lambda phage genomic DNA into E. coli chromosomal DNA, what you find is that the lambda phage genome can get integrated into the E. coli DNA only at a site which is referred to as POP dash and BOB dash. POP dash and BOB dash. What is this BOB dash and what is this POP dash? POP dash refers to a site which is present in the case of phage. Phage and bacterial genome has a common site called as the O site. And this O site is just made up of 8 nucleotide. It is just made up of 8 nucleotide. The exchange of DNA is going to take place in between the two DNA molecules having just 8 nucleotide sequence in common with regard to each other. Recombination between two DNA molecules that have only very short region of nucleotide sequence homology is referred to as site-specific recombination. So recombination can also occur in between DNA molecules that have a short region of nucleotide sequence similarity in between them. A different type of event called as transposition is another type of event that is going to take place. What is transposition? Transposition is a movement of a DNA molecule from one site in the genome to another site. Okay. So there is another type of a movement that we are going to talk about, and that is referred to as transposition. It is related to the process of recombination, allowing one DNA sequence to be inserted into another site without relying on sequence homology. It provides a means by which certain elements move from one chromosomal location to another. So transposition would be a mechanism in which the chromosomes are going to move from one location to the other in the genome. Then it would be referred to as site-specific recombination. Next. Homologous recombination. Now, what is homologous recombination? How does homologous recombination takes place? Homologous recombination is the most important version of recombination that occurs in the case of DNA molecules. Now, in the process of homologous recombination, what is going to occur? Homologous recombination is being responsible for meiotic crossing over and the integration of transferred DNA into the bacterial genome. So the DNA is being transferred into the bacterial genome through a process of homologous recombination. It involves a reciprocal exchange of the sequence of DNA. Now you can just look at the diagram and remember the presentation that we have already seen. These are the two homologous chromosomes, and these homologous chromosomes can be assumed to be, for example, it could be chromosome number 1, and this could be again the this could be chromosome number 1, this could be another copy of the chromosome number 1. I'm just deleting it and rewriting another copy of the chromosome number 1. So both of these are homologous chromosomes. Both of these are homologous chromosomes. Homologous chromosomes. Okay, this is referred to as, these two are referred to as sister chromatids. Sister chromatids. These are called as sister chromatids. These two are commonly called as non-sister chromatids. Non-sister chromatids. These are two are called as non-sister chromatids. Okay, and these are the one which are undergoing, which will be undergoing the exchange of the genetic material. How? They would be cleaved at a particular site. There is a cleavage that has taken place at a particular site. Here the cleavage takes place. Here another cleavage takes place on the complementary sequence. Both the DNA molecules which are being cleaved with the help of an endonuclease nicking which has taken place, complementary nicks have been produced. The strands have been displaced in a manner so that one strand moves in one direction, another in another direction. Then there is a ligation in between the strands. Once the ligation has occurred, it had lead to the formation of a double-stranded DNA molecule. Then the relaxation of the DNA will take place. Now the DNA will become relax. अब डीएनए को क्या कर दिया जाएगा? रिलैक्स कर दिया जाएगा. How? By the process of branch migration and by the process of resolution. Once branch migration takes place, then a particular sequence of the DNA has been exchanged, and then what will happen? Then resolution will take place. Then the next is resolution. Resolution will take place. In the case of resolution, the DNA strands will be broken down either from right to left in the patch recombination product or from top to bottom in the case of splice recombination product. So please look here. See, homologous recombination we are talking about. The homologous recombination is the most common version of recombination in nature. It is the most important version of how the process of recombination takes place in nature. It is responsible for meiotic crossing over. That means the exchange of DNA fragment can take place in between the homologous chromosomes during meiosis. Then it is referred to as homologous recombination. It involves a reciprocal exchange of sequences of the DNA. So there is a reciprocal exchange of DNA sequences that is going to take place. Okay. The Holiday model for homologous recombination. Now, what is this model? An appearing scheme of for homologous recombination was proposed by Robin Holliday. Robin Holliday was the one who gave a model which is referred to as Robin Holliday model, also referred to as a Holliday model. A Holliday model describes recombination between two homologous double-stranded DNA molecule. It describes the process of how the process of recombination takes place in between two double-stranded homologous DNA molecules, once with identical or nearly identical sequence, but is equally appreciable for two DNA molecules that shares a limited region of homology, or a single molecule that recognizes within itself because it contains two separate regions that are homologous with regard to each other. So there are two DNA molecules that are homologous with each other. Once there are two DNA molecules which are homologous with each other, the non-sister chromatid, this non-sister chromatid and this non-sister chromatid will undergo crossing over. How? Once the endonuclease nicking has taken place, strand migration or branch migration, then linkage and then resolution will go on. But see this, The Holiday model describes recombination between two homologous double-stranded DNA molecule, one with identical or nearly identical sequences. So why the recombination is going to take place? Because these two DNA sequences will have either identical or nearly identical sequences present within themselves. Okay, that share a limited region of homology. That will be identical or nearly identical to each other. It can also occur in different regions that share a limited region of homology, as in the case of the integration of lambda phage genome into the chromosomal DNA, or a single molecule that recombine within itself because it contains two separate regions that are homologous to each other. Okay, so here recombination is going to take place. Now, the central feature to understand this particular model is formation of a heteroduplex region. The main reason in order to understand this model is the formation of a heteroduplex. What is the formation of heteroduplex and how does the formation of heteroduplex takes place in this particular model that we have to see? When you talk about heteroduplex refers to the formation of different types of DNA molecule. Here you find that upon the exchange of the genetic material, you can find there is a black DNA. You can find here black, then it is brown, then it is black, then it is brown. So such type of DNA which is being produced is referred to as the heteroduplex DNA. Heteroduplex DNA molecule. Heteroduplex DNA molecule. Next, the central feature of the model is the formation of a heteroduplex structure which is being produced from the exchange of polynucleotide segment between two homologous molecules. The heteroduplex is initially stabilized by base pairing between each transferred strand and the intact polynucleotide of the recipient molecule. Heteroduplex is made to strand by base pairing between each transferred strand and the intact polynucleotide of the recipient molecule. This base pairing being, being possible because of sequence similarity in between the two DNA molecules. As the two DNA molecules are sequence similarity, shares a very high sequence similarity with each other, except at one or two nucleotide. If you could remember in the animation, then there is a base pair similarities which will cause the base pairing to take place. Okay, and such type of model which will be produced is referred to as the Holiday model, and the structure, the crossed structure that will be produced is referred to as Holiday structure. This structure is dynamic. Branch migration result in the exchange of longer segment of the DNA molecule. So this is a dynamic structure. Okay, branch migration dynamic means it is a moving structure. It will move in a particular direction. Now it will move in a particular direction. When it will move in a particular direction, it will cause the branch migration to take place. As it moves in a particular direction, it will synthesize new branches. That is, branch migration will occur. You can look here. This is going to move in this particular direction. Then branch migration is going to take place and new DNA sequences will be biosynthesized. Branch migration results, branch migration takes place. Branch migration results in exchange of longer DNA segments of DNA if the two helix rotate in the same direction. Okay. Separation or resolution of the Holiday structure back into individual double-stranded molecule occurs by cleavage across the branch point. There is a cleavage that will take place across the branch point. Now, where the cleavage will take place? The cleavage will take place at the branch point. This is the key to the entire process because the cut can be made in either in two orientation, either right to left or top to bottom, as become apparent from three-dimensional structure or from the chi form of the Holiday structure is examined. When you are going to examine a site that is would be referred to as the chi site, you can examine where the cut could be made. These two cut have different results. The cut can be made in right to left direction, that would be referred to as the patch recombination product. If the cut is made in left and right across the chi form as shown in the figure, then it will lead to an exchange of a short segment of polynucleotide. Right to left cut has been made. This is referred to as a patch recombination product. In the case of patch recombination product, only the center point is made to cut. See this. This is the A result, top to bottom, and this is left to right cut. Okay, this is left to right cut. Below is left to right cut. This is left to right cut. So you can look here. When this is the cut which has been made, then only this part, this center part is being exchanged. I'm just marking it with the help of another color. You just have to look at this particular part. See this. This is the part that has been exchanged. Effectively this part. This is the part that has been exchanged. Here you can find this is the part that has been exchanged. Okay. So here, this is the center part that has been exchanged. This is another center part that has been exchanged. And that front part as well as the back part has remained the same. The initial part as well as the leading part had remained the same. Only the center part has been exchanged. As only the center part has been exchanged, so you can find that there is the exchange of genetic material that had occurred. Okay. And this is the recombinant duplex that will be taking place, that will be formed, that involves the cleavage not only at the center region, but the both the center as well as the terminal part has been exchanged. Both of these part has been exchanged. This part has been exchanged along with this part. Okay, so this was taking place in the case of the top to bottom cut. That one was referred to as splice recombination product. So the cut was top to bottom, top to bottom. And this was referred to as splice recombination product. Splice recombination product. Product. And this is referred to as patch recombination product. This is patch recombination product. Okay. So these are the two recombinations products which have been produced. On the other hand, an up to down cut result in reciprocal strand exchange, double stranded DNA being transferred between the two DNA molecules so that the end of one molecule is exchanged for the end of the other molecule. This is the DNA transfer seen in the case of crossing over. This is how DNA transfer occurs in the case of crossing over. So this is how the exchange of DNA is going to take place. Any doubt, any question, Hiba, any other student want to ask any question in this, you can ask me. Is this clear or not? Now, Michelson and Redding modification. Now, what do you mean by Michelson and Redding modification? Michelson and Redding gave a particular modification about the model in order to explain that how does the process of recombination is going to take place. Okay, some queries? Clear, clear. Okay. So Michelson and Redding told that there is no restriction endonuclease which could cleave the DNA at complementary sites. But there could be a restriction in the nucleus that will cleave the DNA at two at the homologous chromosomes, making a double-stranded DNA cut. Okay, they said that a double-stranded DNA cut could be made. Double-stranded break repair model, double-stranded break repair model was given by Michelson and Redding modification. Double-stranded break repair model, break repair model. Repair model was being given by Michelson and Redding modification. Michelson and Redding modification. This is referred to as Michelson and Redding modification. And this is Michelson and Redding modification which has been made. Michelson and Redding modification explains the way in which the double-stranded DNA molecule interact at the beginning of the process of to produce the heteroduplex molecule. It is going to predict that how the interaction is going to take place in between the double helical DNA molecule. Here, in holiday model, the two molecules lines up side by side with one another. A single-stranded nick appears at equivalent position in each helical axis. Double-stranded DNA repair model says that there is no such restriction on the nucleus which is present. This procedure, this produces free single-stranded ends that could be exchanged, resulting in heteroduplex, but not explain how the nick occurs at precisely the same position. Michelson and Redding process a more satisfying scheme where a single-stranded nick occurs in just one of the double helix. A single-stranded nick just occurs in one of the double helix. The free end that is produced invades the unbroken DNA molecule. Okay, the free end which is being produced out of this DNA molecule will invade the existing DNA molecule and will then cleave it. Okay, so nicking of one parental strand will cause the displacement of one parental strand. This one parental strand which has been displaced will displace the pre-existing pre-joined DNA strand. The pre-existing pre-joined DNA strand will be displaced. It has been displaced. Once it has been displaced, then what will happen? This gray color strand which has displaced the black color strand will move further, leading to branch migration. Final cleavage will also take place at the other strand which has been displaced and leading to the formation of a chi site. Another chi site will be produced here, and so there would be two chi sites that will be produced, and now the modification will lead to the formation of two holiday junctions. One holiday junction will be produced here, another holiday junction will be produced here. So there are two holiday junction molecules that will be produced. You can look here. The free end that is produced invades the unbroken DNA molecule at the homologous position, displacing one of its strand in the form of a D loop. It will produce another strand present in the form of a D loop. Subsequent cleavage of the displaced strand at the junction between single strand and base pair region produces the heteroduplex. It will produce a strand that would be referred to as a heteroduplex. Here is the heteroduplex that is going to be produced. Okay. Proteins involved in the homologous recombination. Now, which are the proteins that are going to be involved in the process of homologous recombination? The proteins that are going to be involved in the homologous recombination are the RAG-BCD pathway. RAG-BCD pathway involves a protein which is referred to as RAG-BCD. RAG-BCD protein binds to a double-stranded DNA molecule. As the RAG-BCD binds to a double-stranded DNA molecule, it moves over the double-stranded DNA molecule. It reaches to a particular site, and that site will be referred to as the chi site. Okay. As it reaches to the chi site, the RAC-D activity is being lost. You can look here. RAC-ABC unwind the double helical DNA molecule, degrade single-stranded DNA. As it will be unwinding, it would be degrading the single-stranded DNA molecule. All such DNA molecules will be degraded. Okay, degraded. They are all degraded. After recognition of the chi site, it loses its RAC-D activity. Okay, so it was RAC-BCD, it was RAC-B, C, and D. Now the D activity is being lost after it encounters a site that is called as chi site. Once the chi site has been encountered, it will lose the RAC-D activity. Encounter of the chi site causes the loss of RAC-D activity. Encounter of chi site will cause the loss of RAC-D activity. Will cause loss of RAC-D. RAC-D activity is being lost. Once the RAC-D activity is being lost, then RAC-D is not going to be functional. Now it will move and will produce a single stranded strand of the DNA that will interdigitate within the homologous chromosome and will replace the other strand. So please do have a look at it. Homologous recombination occurs in all organisms, but in the nature of the event involved in homologous recombination between DNA molecule was first described in the case of bacterial system. So it was in bacterial system that the process of homologous recombination was first of all described. The different recombination system involved RAC-BCD pathway, RAC-BCD, RAC-E, RAC-F have been described here, with RAC-BCD apparently the most important in the bacterium. RAC-BCD is the one that is the most important in the case of bacterium. Recombination is initiated by the proteins that is referred to as RAC-BCD enzyme. So how does the process of recombination take place? Recombination takes place with the help of a protein called as RAC-BCD enzyme, which has both nuclease as well as helicase activity. It has two different types of activity. One is referred to as the nuclease activity, another one is called as the helicase activity. What do you mean by nuclease activity? Nuclease means to degrade the DNA molecule. Its role is in recombination is to provide a single stranded region with a free 3' end. So its major role in the case of recombination is to provide a single stranded DNA molecule with free 3' OH group. The RAC-BCD enzyme binds to linear DNA at a free end and moves inward along with the double helix, unwinding the double helix and generating the released single strand with the 3' end in a reaction coupled by ATP hydrolysis. It unwinds the double helical DNA molecule, produces a 3' end of the DNA, which is being coupled to ATP hydrolysis. The activity of enzyme is altered when it interacts with a specific sequence called as chi site. A chi sequence, which is being present over the chromosomal DNA, alters the enzyme activity. When RAC-BCD enzyme reaches the chi site, the RAC-D activity is going to be lost. Okay, it recognizes chi site in a single stranded manner. It causes the enzyme to pause. The enzyme will pause at that particular point. This process, it cleaves the top strand of the DNA at a position 4 to 6 base pair to the right of chi. This process produces a single stranded DNA molecule with a free 3' end. Recognition of the chi site with the enzyme RAC-BCD causes the RAC-D subunit to be dissociated. RAC-D subunit is going to be dissociated when the RAC-BCD site is going to be recognized, as a result of which the enzyme loses its nuclease activity. However, it continues to function as a helicase. However, the enzyme continues to function as a helicase and move forward. The free single-stranded end, according to the Michelson and Redding modification, invade the intact partner. The free end is going to invade the intact partner. The free single-stranded strand of the DNA is going to invade the intact partner proteins and the circular E. coli genome. This is mediated by another protein called as RAC-A protein, which forms a protein-coded DNA filament. Okay. Now the RAC-A protein is going to coat the entire protein fragment that is going to be produced. Okay. There is the DNA fragment that has been separated. This DNA fragment that will be separated will be coated by another protein called as the RAC-A protein. Okay. The RAC-G protein also has a role in branch migration. Okay. Then there is another protein that will be attached. See, first RAC-A has been attached to form a protein-coated DNA molecule. This is the protein-coated DNA molecule, which is able to invade the intact double helical DNA molecule, set up a D loop. It will lead to the formation of a loop, and that is called as D loop. Branch migration is catalyzed by two set of protein. One is called as the RUV-A, another one is called as the RUV-B protein. Now, branch can be migrated with the help of two protein. One is called as RUV-A, another one is called as the RUV-B protein. I've also told you about RUV-A and RUV-B protein and their activity of the RUV-A and RUV-B protein. These are the proteins that will move across the branch and will cause the large amount of the branch to be migrated. Okay, both of which attach to the branch point in the case of the holiday junction. It would be these that will be migrating to the branch point in the holiday junction. The RAG-G protein has a role in branch migration, is not clear. Then the last protein that will come is referred to as the ROV-C protein. When branch migration is being completed, ROV-AV complex is detaching and it is being replaced by another protein called as ROV-C protein, okay, which carry out the cleavage that resolve the holiday structure. A common tetranucleotide sequence which is present is ATTG provides a hotspot for the ROV-C to resolve the holiday junction. There is a sequence that is being produced called as ATTG. It provides a hotspot for the ROV-C protein to resolve the holiday junction. It would be this one that will provide the hotspot for resolution of the holiday junction to take place. Once the holiday junction will be resolved, then the process will be over. Okay. So here we can resolve the holiday junction. Next. Double-stranded break model. Now, what is this double-stranded break model? This is another type of DNA break model, which explains that how the DNA which has undergone a particular break could be effectively repaired, and in what manner the repairing of the DNA molecule can take place. To understand the repair of this double-stranded DNA break model, we must know that if there is a double-stranded break produced in one of the strand, then that strand could be cleaved with the help of restriction, with the help of exonucleases. See this, exonuclease will have degraded this strand, exonuclease would have degraded the other strand. There are complementary strands produced. Though, so one cleaved strand will displace the non-sister chromatid molecule. Again, after the strand has been exchanged, the branch will migrate. Again, two holiday junctions will be produced, and these two holiday junctions will move in opposite direction. The resolution will involve the protein RAC BCD, of which RAC loses its activity upon encountering the chi site. Chi site, once it is being encountered, then the RAC-D loses its activity. After the RAC, there is RUV, B and C. RUV, RUV-A, RUV-B, and last comes the enzyme that is responsible for resolution called as the RUV-C. And these are all the different types of enzymes that are involved. Enzymes involved. Okay, so these are the enzymes that are being involved. These are the different enzymes which are being involved. And look here, this model is similar to in many ways to the model described previously, but initially instead of making a single stranded break, it has a double stranded break in one of the two DNA molecule. Initially occurs by a double stranded break in one DNA molecule. The recipient DNA is resected from the break by an exonuclease that leaves the 3' OH hangs. These 3' OH overhangs serve as a single strand invasion, invades the complementary strand. The formation of a heteroduplex DNA generates a loop called as D loop, in which one strand of the donor duplex is being displaced. Because the invading strand and with its 3' terminus, they can serve as primer for new DNA biosynthesis. These can serve as the primer for the new DNA biosynthesis. Because you have a 3' OH, the 3' OH will serve as a primer for new DNA biosynthesis to take place so that the new DNA can be biosynthesized. Okay. Elongation from these DNA using the complementary strand in the homologous duplex serve as a template, serves to regenerate the region of DNA which were destroyed during the process of the strand at the break model. The two holiday junction found in the recombination intermediates generated by this model moves by branch migration and ultimately are resolved to finish recombination. The two holiday junctions which are being produced moves by branch migration and ultimately they are being resolved, and once they are being resolved then the process of resolution takes place. Resolution involves the presence of RUV-AB protein present here, and lastly a protein that would be referred to as the RUV-C protein. So here it would be the RUV-C protein that would be present, here it would be another RUV-C protein that would be present. So this would be the next RUV-C protein that would be present. So these are the RUV-C. This would be RUV-C protein. RUV, RUV-C. This is RUV-C and this is also RUV-C. Then site-specific recombination. Now, what is this site-specific recombination? A specific type of recombination that takes place in between the lambda phage and the bacterial DNA is commonly called as site-specific recombination, which takes place at a 15 base pair sequence homology in between the two strands, and that is referred to as POP dash and BOB dash. They shares a common homology that is referred to as the O site. This is the O site. This is the O site. Okay. So we would be talking about this process of site-specific recombination in our evening class. If you have any doubt, you can ask me. You can also mention in the comment box.